1-minute warning, and we are to the Catalyst Club call. We still have people coming in through the front door, but we're going to get started anyway, and they may have to catch up with the recording later because I have a lot to cover today, and you are about to be blown away by the two strategies that we have for you today. One is so simple yet effective, it literally is going to make your jaw hit the table. Okay, that's a little bit hypey, but I will tell you that it is simple, but we have hundreds of people doing this right now, and they are getting business. The second thing is we are going to talk about the age-old strategy of I love you a latte. Come on, it's the last day, it's a leap day on a leap year. It's a good day to take a leap, right, and take a chance. And the I Love You a Latte event is a nice welcome chance. And by the end of this interview with me and Toril, you will be confident in having your own I Love You a Latte event. And wink, wink, I do love you a latte. So here we go. The first thing is we've got a live session on March 14th and another Catalyst Club call on March 28th. Make sure that those are in your schedule at 2 p.m. Eastern. Gen, Florida. Gen North Florida is in Jacksonville, Florida this year, April 21st, 2016. If you are anywhere in Florida, I would make that event, and I'll tell you why, is because the format's new, the content is 90% new, and it is a phenomenal event. I know a lot of you are from Florida, so you may want to check that out. If you can't make it, you can make Gen Carolina, which is in Charlotte, North Carolina on May 26th of 2016. Both of those will be blowout, sold-out events, and I can't wait. Speaking of blowout, sold-out events, Mastermind Summit 2016 with Mr. Tony Robbins himself is in Las Vegas, June 6th through the 9th. You will want to block off June 5th. We are going to have a mastermind. Catalyst members, you are going to be able to go to the mastermind for half price. It'll be about $500 for you. But you're also going to be able to go to June 6th and 7th and see Jay Kinder, Michael Reese, Floyd Wickman, Craig Proctor, Bob Corcoran, Bubba Watson, myself, and a host of other speakers. Get this, for absolutely no charge. As part of you paying the $500 for the mastermind on Sunday afternoon, so you get to do the mastermind, and then you get to see them speak the next 2 days, all for $500. Are you kidding me? More details will be coming out, especially for Catalyst Club members and Platinum Private Club members in the coming weeks. Very excited about that. All right, today's agenda, we talked last time about the Facebook post. You guys have been doing really well at posting these on Mondays. My phone continues to pop up and alert me every Monday to post the Facebook post on Monday. We're going to cover the words of wisdom, sold sign challenge, which I'm going to talk to you about, and then we'll have Toril on for the I Love You a Latte, and I can't wait for you guys to see that. Barbara Bush says it best, cherish your human connections, your relationships with friends and family. And, there's one of the, there was a fire that occurred, and this is one of the quotes that happened as a reflection of that is, thank goodness none of the family or pets were injured. And it's like, cherish your human connections, your relationships with friends and family. But how about we not just do that when a tragedy occurs, but what if we always set up our business in a way that it showed that we cherished human connections? A lot of people are calling what I teach human marketing or humanitarian marketing, right? And this is really a faith-based business. This is a way to have a business that is humanitarian in nature, and we're going to show you a couple of ways to start conversations and to have conversations around your business. So great quote today. And then the Facebook status update, I will do a quick copy and paste. I did have a request for that before the webinar, so it's like I will do this. Now I'm going to tweak this one little bit, and it's going to be called the Warren Goldberg edit, right? So I'm going to put this in the chat window, but I'm going to make one little tweak on this if I can. Oops, maybe I can't. hit enter. Okay, so here's the change that I want you to make, okay, is I am going to put in here, instead of just give and receive, I want you to put give, 10 high quality referrals, right? 10, ting, 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 ting. And then 5 high quality referrals. We're going to add the words high quality because what we want to do is we want to reinforce to our network that we are about quality, not necessarily quantity. So that is now in the chats box. So do me a favor, check that out. My weekly referral goal is to give 10 high-quality referrals and receive 5 high-quality referrals. I'm growing my referral network. How can I help you? Who do you know who I can help? I am here to help, ... So you can then go to the chat window, copy that, and paste it into Facebook and have Facebook working for you right now. Now, I know some of you don't post this every Monday, and you're only posting it when we have Catalyst Club calls. I want you to know that's fine. It's all good. As long as you're posting it somewhat regularly, you're going to get the full effect of that. Now, when they like or comment, make sure to tag their name and get into conversation with them, right? So Joe Smith likes it. You say, hey, Joe, thanks for stopping by. How can I help you? Get them into a conversation. We have to work at engagement a little bit. We have to work it. It's a two-way street. You can't just post it and then leave it for 4 hours, right? So we want to enter into engagement and conversation and realize that the entire thing is going to be a referral conversation, which, of course, referral conversations lead to referrals. Please note that it's not a one-way street like asking for referrals. It's a two-way street. All right, here we go. This is taking the internet by storm, and this is something that I did 14 years ago, 12 years ago, 10 years ago, and I even do it with my book. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in a second. So here's the thing. I know that a lot of you are real estate. You're going to love this. And then some of you are going to wonder, oh, wait, I'm in title or insurance or UPS store. How does this apply? And I'm going to help you apply it. So here's the thing. So it's called the 30-day Sold Sign Challenge, which is awesome because tomorrow is the first day of March. So you could call this the March Sold Sign Challenge. So the essence of it is you are going to carry around a sold sign, a sold rider. So the little rider that goes on top of your signs. You're going to commit to 30 straight days, no matter what, including weekends, and maybe especially weekends. Some of the best conversations people are having have been on weekends. So you're going to carry it like if you're a man, you're going to carry it like a football. And I fully expect some pictures of you in the Heisman pose with your sold sign. Yes, I do. You know who I'm talking to. Yep, you. Women, you're going to put it in your purse, right? And trust me, some of your purses will hide the entire sold sign. I've seen you. You know who you are too. But most of you, the sold sign will stick out of the purse. Now, when you go and you set at a restaurant, you're going to set the sold sign on the end of the table, right? One side or the other. If you're at a coffee shop, you're just going to set your sold sign on the table. The gist here is that people are going to say, what are you carrying that sold sign for, right? So here we go. We're going to keep going. So you want to use an actual sold sign writer. Some people were using like little mini writers or something like that. Well, it doesn't work, right? Don't use a little plastic writer or a mini writer or a t-shirt or a bumper sticker. Don't have to do this. Commit to it. Use a real sign writer that says sold. Now, in my case, I used a couple of different ones. When I was with RE/MAX, I used a sold writer where the O was the RE/MAX balloon. Okay, so I walked around with that. I had it tucked underneath my arm, carried it pretty much everywhere I went, and it created conversation. So then, after I left RE/MAX, I had a sold sign that had a smiley face for the O, and we use a lot of smiley faces in our marketing. You know, like our slogan is you are, and the O in you, Y-O-U, is a smiley face. So we use that quite a bit. So first of all, use an actual sold sign, and then photos. The first thing is you will be amazed at how many people don't even notice that you are carrying a sign, which is just amazing to me. But it happens. Don't sweat it. Now, the other part of this is take photos. Make sure the sold sign gets into every photo op possible. Have fun, you know, at the car, at inspections, at open houses, at the Starbucks, at the games with the kids, whatever it may be, right? Then when people ask, you are always at choice as to what to say, which could be something as simple as, my coach challenged me to carry a sold sign around for 30 days. I mean, you could say that and it's fine, right? Here's the thing. A lot of people don't even know that you're a professional realtor. You might think they know, but they don't know. This is going to close that gap in their mind. So many times the truth is good enough, and just say that you're challenged to carry the sold sign for 30 days. And you might want to just slip this in, right? The sold, I made this up to compensate for carrying a sign. Excuse me, is that sold means seeking out listings daily. I'm looking for sellers to help. We need people to help. We need listings. We need sellers to help. We are here to help. Who do you know who I can help? I'm here to help, right? And that may, for some of you, that may tie in really well with the Catalyst call we did 2 times ago, where we invented the 7 powerful sentences to start the year off. That was getting listings. Now, part of this commitment is to set up shop in a coffee shop, like a Starbucks, or any other local coffee shop, or a restaurant, at least one day each week for a few hours. The coffee shop becomes your second office for half a day, a few hours, whatever it is, one day per week. But you're going to have the sold sign setting out there next to you while you work on your computer or you work on your phone or whatever it may be. It's a very high trafficked area. People come and go. Trust me, it's a pretty cool thing. Contacts lead to contracts. Your job this month is to get as many contacts as you can this week. Networking events, grocery shopping, the mall, office, etc. Be seen is the key with this month. There will be one group of people who may belittle, complain, discourage, laugh at you, whatever it may be. They may discourage you from completing your 30-day challenge, and that is other agents. Agents paying your bills for you? No, don't worry about it. Here's a bonus suggestion, and then I'm going to go back to the power of this challenge, right? Bonus suggestion, make sure you're wearing your name badge as much as possible over the next week, right? And smile, be positive, have fun, just enjoy it, right? Just embrace the challenge and know that it's positive, it's fun, right? When they ask about it, be subtle and professional. We've had some people, we have hundreds of people doing this right now. And, you know, don't be in attack mode when somebody, you know, don't reward somebody's curiosity with a sales pitch, right? Reward somebody's curiosity with curiosity of your own. You may want to write that down like forever, is don't reward somebody else's curiosity with a sales pitch. Reward somebody else's curiosity with curiosity of your own. So just get curious. You know, it's like, you know what, hey, before I tell you about the sign, what do you do? Right? Before I tell you about the sold sign, what's your occupation? What's your profession? What do you do? Right? What do you love about what you do? When did you get started? How did you get started? You know, what's your favorite thing? What frustrates you the most about what you do? What's the ideal referral? How's the best way to refer you? Right? And if you do that, they will be so interested in you that they will be your best friend forever. BFF Realty, right? And worst comes to worst, listen, is call it a good luck charm, right? Call the sold sign a good luck charm. and in some cases just say you're putting up a sold sign at a sold house, right? So that's the sold sign challenge in a nutshell. So we got people all over that are putting the sold sign in their purse. They have it out at the corner. I do not recommend McDonald's, by the way. Sold sign here at the coffee shop, sold sign, and this is a really good one to the right here, and then sold sign here. All right. So those are some examples of people that are carrying around the sold sign. Here's a couple of testimonials. The 30-day sold sign challenge, here's a quick 5-day update. Been pretty consistent, been everywhere from the coffee shop to the doctor's office. Great conversation starter, but no real interest until today. Saturday, at my sister's basketball game, as I walked in, somebody said, "Do you sell houses? Do you sell them in this area? Do you have a card?" Yes, they asked if she had a card. Yes to all his questions. And then he said, "I need that sold sign in my yard." We exchanged cards. We planned the appointment for this coming weekend, which is literally this weekend coming up. Was feeling a little discouraged, but I'm all in. The next update for the 30 days. Shauna Frazier, right? This is my 3rd day. Today I went to Walgreens. The clerk looked at my sign and didn't say anything. So I said to her, "Hey, Lenora, I noticed that you looked at my sold sign and didn't ask me anything about it." Well, let me tell you what this is all about. After I finished telling her about our challenge, I asked her, "Hey, listen, when are you going to buy a house?" Her reply was, "I'm ready." So I got her information, promised to provide her with a couple of lenders, and she seems to be very happy. On the way out, a couple asked me for my business card. I am happy. Marina Georgia, who is brand new to her area, doesn't have any business, new to everything she's doing, and here she's got a new buyer and the potential of another piece of business. If you have buyer's agents, this needs to be part of your first 30 days or your first 100 days for every single person on your team. And now is the time to do it. Now, people are starting to de-thaw and get out of hibernation. So listen, part of this is going to feel really silly to you realtors. You know what? Part of success is feeling a little uncomfortable feeling comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's the truth, is this is a little out of your comfort zone. Listen, are you going to hurt anybody by carrying around a sold sign? No. Are you going to get into conversations with complete strangers? Yes. Is it okay? Yes. You know what? If you're not proud to be a professional realtor, then don't carry the sold sign. If you're proud to be a professional realtor, then carry the sold sign like you've won the Heisman and you're getting ready to score a touchdown. Right? I mean, enjoy it, embrace it. So the bottom line there is part of this challenge is to get people out of their box a little bit. Get realtors, get you out of your box a little bit. Now, some of you are like, "I'm not an agent." Okay, I have a solution for that, of course, right? So here you go. Yes. By the way, Christopher Cousins says, "Can we say, how can I help your business?" The answer is, are you kidding? Yes. That's how do you suggest other industries do this? Like Richard Terry's in the construction industry. Love it. Okay, Meredith Buckley, you could pass this idea on to your realtors. So that's one way and one thing that you can do if you're in the real estate industry. And I literally have like 2 minutes to get this done because I want to make sure we give Toro full time, right? So here's the thing. I know that Sandra Townsend's on these, she should be carrying around a UPS envelope or box everywhere she goes. That's the first thing, right? She should have it tucked under her arm. She should have it tucked into her purse. Every single time somebody sees her, they should be reminded that she is the UPS store, okay? Now, if you're in insurance, you should be carrying around a folder that represents your company, right? You know you have the folders that you put your brochures in. Those should be in there. Now, Richard Terry, I have several ideas for you, and we have some other contractors on here. I will tell you one of the best things a contractor can ever carry around is a photo album. And I know that sounds really weird, but it's the before and after pictures of your clients' work. So if they redid a kitchen, you have the befores, you have the afters. But it's a colorful photo album that you literally carry everywhere, like a football, like a briefcase, everywhere. And if you want the outside to be branded, you can make it branded. If you want it not to be branded, but it's kind of like colorful or interesting, then do it. Now, I want you all to know that for my agents and for myself, this exercise was a segue from them not carrying anything but a phone to carrying the sold sign to the next step is carrying a 3-ring binder that was called the Army of Ambassadors binder. So they would carry a 3-ring binder with their ambassadors' information in it everywhere they went. And people would say, what's that? Army of Ambassadors, what's that? And that's where they would talk about, these are my best referral sources. These are my best. I love to give my best, and I carry it around just in case I think of them or I come across an opportunity for one of them. I want to have their information right in front of me. Now, any questions on the sold sign challenge? We call it the 30-day sold sign challenge. Please ask any questions now. I will answer them very quickly. And then I want to make sure you hear out Toril and Mai's work on the I Love You Latte, right? So, got Richard Terry. I hope that, yeah. I damn near jumped off the call to go get a sign. Anthony Armstrong, I love that. What should an inspector carry? A sample report, yes. And I will tell you, Stephen Reeder, I know you're not with, oh, dang it, who's that company? You know what? I'll get it in just a second. It's green. I see a green folder. It had the word home in it. So, Stephen Reeder, you could do, okay, remember the 3-ring binder it had like the helpful hints in it, right? No, I know, Stephen, I know who you are, right? But there is, home inspection, inspections, home. I can't think of it right now, but the bottom line is a 3-ring binder or something. Yes, like you would do a report in, or like the helpful hints for the household, right? So there we go. All right, so carry one of those around. Yeah. So okay, so I have a lender. What would a lender do? Well, I will tell you, back in the day, you would carry the long legal folders, right? And I have to tell you, Aaron Shelton, who was my lender, and well, anyway, he carried one around. It was almost, it was almost funny. Like I'd always see him with the First Trust long legal folder. And what's funny is we had quit using legal size paper a long time ago. So that's a thought. A brochure, the Army of Ambassadors 3-ring binder with his agents, the agents that he works with, would be better than perfect, right? That's where we want to go with it. All right. So without further ado, if you have more questions on that, do me a favor, ask those at the very end, and we will conquer it. I am so blessed, and one of my Platinum Private coaching clients for the last year and a half has set records. She's off the chart with how many referrals she gets, 200 transactions plus. She has embodied, honestly, the 7L system and what referable really means. So it's with my honor and pleasure that I bring you Toril Schofer out of the great state of Washington. Toril, you there?
I'm here. Hi, Michael.
I love you a latte, Toril.
I love you a latte.
TorilSellsHouses.com. All right, so Toril, we're going to talk about the I Love You a Latte event, and you've done how many of these so far?
We've done 3.
Yeah, so the first thing that I want to tell everyone here is how many times have you gone to somewhere like an event or something like that, and they have a panelist of top producers, and they ask the top producers, like, what's your best marketing idea? And they say, well, something I just bought or something I'm going to try next is, and the thing is what they're about to do get them to where they are now. Whereas with Toril, she's done 3 of these and has several more planned for this year. So she's giving us this honing towards mastery type of aspect, not, well, I'm trying it, so you should try it too, right? All right, so more upward and onward. All right, so here's some pictures from, you've got looks like that, oh my God, how great is that? Look at her shirt in the right side, everybody. She has an I love you a latte shirt. Seriously, that shirt says I love you a latte. And so it looks like they're at a Starbucks um, or a local coffee shop. There's Johnny, her husband, on the far right there. And the families are turning out. They're making it. That's at a local Starbucks. So we got the pictures. So Toral, let's answer everybody's questions kind of before they ask, and then we'll get the rest of the questions towards the end. So why do it? Why do the I Love You a Latte event?
Well, I think to, pay it forward on steroids, as I say. It's a chance to get your very favorite people, your army of ambassadors, like you said earlier, together to give you a high five or a hug, and you can buy them a drink and create goodwill and good energy.
Yeah. So how did it work? What did you do, and what was the flow?
It works great. We basically made our list as part of the 7L. Like, we have our list of our A plus, we call them our A plus peeps, and so we just reached out individually and sent them personal messages. I actually started calling them, but I was getting a lot of voicemails. So then I decided to send a text message that was personal to them, to ask them if they'd come by on Friday from 4 to 6 and have a coffee on me and say hi for a bit. And we got a great response. But we made the messages personal, and it was easy. We notified the Starbucks that we were coming, and they were ready for us, all staffed up, and the event turned out great. Our first one, we had over 75 of our very favorite people come, plus we had over 30 of normal Starbucks clients.
What'd you do to get 75 people there? So you had 75 of yours and 25 who just visited, right?
Yep.
What was the day you did it? What day of the week?
We did not. Well, we recommend a Friday, because I've tried events on Wednesdays and
Yeah.
different days, and Fridays seem to be great because people are coming home from work. Sometimes they can leave, work early. It kind of just starts the weekend off right to get together with people that you know and love.
Yeah.
And so Fridays 4 to 6.
And it's more relaxed a little bit more,
It
right?
is.
They don't have to rush somewhere to a game or something like that. So 4 to 6 on a Friday, you found that's the best time. And please note that, everybody, is, she's already tried this out on Wednesday and Tuesday and so on and so forth, and she found that for her market, the best day is Friday. And if I were you, I would do your first one on a Friday just for success. So you're at the Starbucks or at the local coffee shop. You did your first couple at Starbucks, so let's focus on that. So you did it at Starbucks. Tell us, what time did you get there, and how did you set this up with Starbucks? What kind of communication did you have with Starbucks?
We contacted them in advance to make sure that they were staffed up, and we got there about 15, 20 minutes prior, and just made sure, introduced ourselves. We asked them if they want us to go ahead and buy gift cards, so then that way they can just run each transaction through. Because what we do is we've committed when we're there from 4 to 6 that anyone that comes through, we're buying them a drink. The drink is on us, and we make sure that they know our names, so when someone says, hey, who's buying this for us, they can say, oh, that's Twirl and Johnny, they want to get you your drink today. We just act like the hostesses, and we're just making sure everyone has what they need, and having great conversations with the people that we already know, and then there's a lot of people that we don't know that we get to meet too, so it's a win-win.
Okay, so there were like 3 nuggets in there, 3 pearls, as Howard used to say in there. So one is, okay, so logistics is a part of having an event. So instead of her like standing there and having them have to run the credit card over and over again, what she did is she bought a couple of $100 gift certificates to Starbucks. And then as people were coming through, they said, hey, listen, your coffee's been taken care of by Toral, that lady right over there, or Toral and Johnny, those two over there. And then they just swiped the gift card. and she bought 2 or 3 of those to prepare, right? So they come through and they're like, why'd you do that? And she answered the same way she answered to our question, which is, it's like a pay it forward on steroids. I've got a lot of my clients coming in today, and I just wanted to pay it forward on steroids. We had a record year last year, and we're celebrating, right? And also please note that she did tell the bistros that it was Toral Sells Houses and Toral and Johnny who were doing the pay it forward on steroids. Then the third thing is that they are acting as hosts and hostesses. So Toral's like, hey, did you get enough coffee? Do you want to go get a refill? Or basically, it's almost like Toral and Johnny own this Starbucks, and they are acting as if people have come into their kitchen and they are sharing coffee with them. And it's a real family-oriented, family comfort, just a real comfortable feel. And this is really just taking the whole Starbucks pay it forward thing to the next level, as we call it, with Toral, pay it forward on steroids, right? So, and then Toral, so how did the people react that didn't know you first? Like, so let's talk about them. Then we'll talk about how the people who did know you reacted.
The people that didn't know us, they were just so grateful, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, anyone would buy my coffee, who does that? And well, we do. And a lot of them didn't stay to talk a long time, but they were into curiosity about what we were doing, and we were into curiosity about what they were doing. So it was just building, goodwill and relationships in our community, because, we do it locally here, and our office is just, a couple blocks away. So chances are they've heard of us, and they see that we're, at the local coffee place, and we're human, and that we like to give back.
What percentage of the people stayed and interacted with your clientele, do you think?
There was a few. There's definitely a handful of people that stayed and hung around, and it's kind of fun because our community is, well, anywhere in the world, it's, it turns out it's always a small world, and so a lot of our favorite peeps, our army of ambassadors, know each other, plus people that were coming in know each other. So it's almost like we're getting everyone together for, a small gathering that they can all catch up to. So it's really cool.
I love it. And here's the thing, is that if you only had 5 people from your database who showed up and the 25 others were strangers, the 5 people who showed up would think you had 30 clients, and the 25 who don't know you would think you had 30 clients.
Yep.
Right? And it's not you making them think that, but they just assume you know everybody because of how the interaction starts. And quite honestly, by the end of 10 minutes, you do know everybody. You do. They've said thank you for the coffee, or you guys are like best friends, right? So how long were you there? Did you stay the full 2 hours? Did you stay longer?
Yeah, we were actually there. We actually end up staying like 15 to 30 minutes longer, because some people come in a little bit later, like they get stuck in traffic or whatever, and they'll text or come in late and say, oh gosh, is it too late? Or I'm like, oh no, come on in, let's have a coffee. And no, it works out great. So yeah, we sometimes stay a little bit later just to make sure that everyone's happy and that everyone got what they were there for, and sometimes you end up talking more.
Nice. Did you guys end up drinking coffee, you and Johnny, while you were there?
Not a lot, because you're talking a lot.
Right, exactly. Now think about that for a second, right? I mean, it's like they're coming up to you and engaging you in a conversation. And so the other thing too is I want everybody to know what happened at the first one that you did. So you were really a little nervous about holding the first one. You were hoping people would show up. You invited them through email, through phone calls, and through private text messages, and yet you were still even a little nervous with that. And then something kind of quirky happened at your first one that you held, right? So you were getting ready to pay the bill, and what happened?
Oh yeah, the Starbucks, the power went down for all over the nation for Starbucks accounting. So I think that our bill actually would have been a little bit higher than the $300 gift cards that we bought 3 $100 gift cards. And so they just, all the food and all they could drink, anyone that came through, they just gave them what they wanted because their whole system was down.
So yeah, no, God bless Starbucks. I bet they made some money anyway, right? But it's one of those where what happens when you do something that is just majorly good? Every time I've seen this happen is just there is some like remarkably awesome good that happens from it. Like you meet the ambassador of a lifetime, or you meet the referral source of a lifetime, or you just meet somebody that you're going to be friends with forever. You just know it. Or two people connect that didn't know each other all that well before, and they get married, or they become business partners, or they start referring, or they become business partners, right? Truly partners. Or the cash register goes down, and everybody gets free food for an hour, right? I mean, come on. It's like, how cool is that? I mean, like I said, I hope Starbucks makes their money, and they probably made it for me. But
and I gave them the gift card,
yeah.
so they, I was like, it was well worth it. Thank you guys for hosting.
Yeah. Did you tip the baristas?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. What did you tip by if your bill was like 300? What did you tip them?
Well, we usually give them 20%, so like $60.
Woo! How happy were the baristas? I mean,
Yeah. They
that's
wanted
awesome.
they were curious about our team. They're like, if you guys do this kind of stuff, we want to be on a team like yours.
Did you incorporate any partners in this, like a lender or title or insurance or contractor or any partners?
No, but I invited them all, and they came.
Okay. Very cool. And they came.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did. And I'm sure they've maybe even expressed interest in helping at some events in the future, right? So would you do it again? I think these are pretty standard questions we ask people who are doing the events model. Would you do it again?
Yes, and we just did one at a local coffee place just down the street because we found it had a little bit more parking, and we called it I Love You Latte Urban Style because they had coffee, plus it's a place for families and adults both that also serves wine, cider, and beer.
Nice.
And so we had the event there, and we had 50 to 60 people come to that one a couple Fridays ago, and it was awesome. Like, I'm going to do it there from now on because it just was easy flow, and everyone loved it because it was a Friday. It was really fun.
Yeah, I also like that it's local. No, like I said, no offense to Starbucks. I go to Starbucks a lot, but I have this little I have a mom and pop, so mom and pop shops have a little extra warmth in my heart, right? So it's local, but here's the other thing: is it's a bistro, so they're going to serve maybe sandwiches. They're going to serve alcohol, and in that case, people are going to stay longer. And they're going to even enjoy it more, right? You want your event to be a little bit more successful, just add alcohol, right? I mean, it's just how it is. And so what else did you do differently between the first one to the second one and then to the third one? How have you improved the system, or how have you changed? What else have you changed besides location?
We're now doing a Facebook invite because most of our favorite peeps are on Facebook, and so we create an event and invite them. It's not a private event because we always ask, who do you know that I should meet? We'd love for you to bring them. And so that's been a huge success. And then we also are now doing the door prize entry form where we have them enter. And I don't push it on them, but it just says, like we gave away these cool speakers that are Bluetooth speaker, like a Bluetooth speaker that they could enter. And it asks them, for referrals, and we had about 60 people come, and I believe there's about 25 that filled out the door prize entry, so I could maybe push it harder next time, but out of that we had like 5 referrals filled out of people that know people that want to buy and sell.
Okay, and then I also remember the story where the guy literally came up to you at the event and gave you a Post-it that he had written a referral on. And was like giving it to you as a way to thank you at the I Love You Latte event, right?
Yeah, he's like, here, you have to call Sally was her name, and she hasn't moved yet, but she is relocating to Colorado, I think, and she's just working on the details. And then I can't even tell you how many will come and say, Troy, I've been wanting to call you. I'm so glad you had this event because I am going to be selling my house in the spring or in the summer, And I'm just like, oh my gosh, well, thank you so much. We absolutely are here for you, and just let us know, what you need from us. And so that, like, they're looking for ways to pay it back to you, and it's just really fun. It's nice to be able to get together with them, and then they're looking to be your ambassador. They want to see you win too.
That's right. So three quick things is we have talked about the event model on Catalyst since last November, right? So we've done so. The first thing is everybody should plan some type of an event. It could be smaller. You don't have to have 75 peeps and 25 strangers at the event, right? You could just do a board of advisors or just a large and don't make it like a networking group. Don't give it that much like commitment. Just get 5 or 6 people together and just chat, right? And just subject is customer service, or the subject is referrals, or the subject is what's your biggest challenge in your business, or the subject is your biggest frustration in the market right now, or the subject is best marketing strategies. We're just going to share best marketing strategies and go from there. So even if you have to have a little event. The second thing is that when you get people together and you're giving them value, what happens is the law of reciprocity kicks in. And even if you are an insurance agent or title or lender or somebody who works a lot with realtors, is get a bunch of realtors together and have them brainstorm or have them do a book club or have them, so I think it's one of those where just look for an excuse to get people to get together in today's market. And the law of reciprocity will kick in. The third thing is that if you have not created a Facebook group for your clientele, then you are missing out. So Richard Terry, you have past clients, you have current clients, you have people who refer you. You should have a Facebook group for your people, for your peeps. And that's where Toral's at by now, is it's time for her to, she's been doing events and inviting people at events, but now it's have a Facebook group, and what it becomes is that's your community. And you're going to, in Toral's create, I mean, she has a community. They just don't have anywhere to meet yet online. They're meeting offline at I Love You Latte, and they're getting the value of that. Now, a lot of them are going to want a online meeting place, and that's that Facebook group. So, definitely have a Facebook group, and you can interact, ask questions, ask a bunch of different things. So, there you go. All right. So, how to host an I Love You Latte event. So, one of the things in our coaching is that if you're going to do something, we need to truly have a system. We need to have a format. We need to have a flow. We need to have a checklist. And so, Toral submitted hers, and it was just a beautiful synopsis. And I noticed that she bolded, no logo wear. This is not a marketing event. It's almost like they are trying to find out who you are and who this nice person buying everybody's coffee is, but they don't know who you are. What happens is you become a mystery, and then they want to seek out the mystery, and they're going to, because you're interested in them. They're going to become interested in you. So any other summary items on the event, Toral, before we go to everybody's Q&A on this? What other things did we leave out on?
One thing that we do is we always have another event planned. You'll see on that checklist. And
Yes.
the last one we had an event. We have a movie event planned, which we've never done, but we've booked it, and we gave out cards saying, "Hey, next month we'd love for your family to come, watch a movie with our family, and we've booked a theater, which we've always wanted to do. Can you make it by?" And then I created a Facebook event for it, and we booked 135 seats in like 48 hours of our favorite peeps coming to enjoy a movie with us. So always like a segue to another event is something that is good, to piggyback on the I Love You Latte.
Yeah, and here's my guess, Toral, just as a prediction, is out of the 148, when you do the door prize entry form, you give away the Bose wireless speakers, and you give away some cool gift cards and things like that. My prediction is that you will receive 40 to 50 referrals. That's my prediction for this next event.
Awesome.
Because now they're getting used to the forum. They're getting used to the events. They're like, they can trust you implicitly because it's not been about marketing. It's been about helping and adding value and paying it forward on steroids. It would not surprise me to see you get 40 to 50 referrals at that. And please note, please congratulate Toral on being purposeful and intentional with her event model through this entire thing. And notice that the I Love You Latte event is setting up another event, right? She's the best thing you can do in an event as a call to action. Please hear me on this one. I should have noted it and put it its own slide. But the best call to action for an event is another event. The best call to action for an event is another event. And I know a lot of you go to networking events. One of the best things that you can have as part of your 30-second whatever introduction is invite them to an event. The number one thing, if you go to a large mastermind, like we have masterminds all across the country, is that if you go to one of those, your best call to action is another event, because these are people who like to go to events, and events have energy, and events are one-to-many in scale, one of you, many of them, and it's an ideal place to do a door prize entry form, which leads to referrals. Please note, it doesn't lead to asking for referrals yourself. Tora wasn't saying she was asking for referrals at all. The form, the door prize entry form, creates an opportunity for people to refer you. So they do refer you, but they are at choice. If they don't refer you, it's okay. They're still in the drawing, everything's good, but I do know that with the door prize entry form, people do feel karma kick in. They do feel like, hey, if I give a referral or two, I might have a better chance of winning. Now, we didn't put that pressure on them. It's just what people think. And are we okay with that? The answer is 100% yes. So applaud her efforts in being purposeful and intentional with the flow of these events, right? And I applaud you, right? I mean, that's phenomenal. Other questions and or things on, okay, I do have some questions for you, Toral. Do you have a few minutes?
For sure.
Great. All right. Oh, we actually have quite a few. All right. They're into this, Toral. They're all over it. They love it. They love you a latte. Was it just a cup of coffee / latte that was paid for? But what if someone orders more? What did you do?
I just talked to the baristas to start with and said, my goal is to buy everyone a cup of coffee, or at our other event it was, wine or just one glass for each person. If it was one of my favorite peeps that was like, hey, can I get another drink? I would be like, yeah, and I'd go up and I'd order them another drink.
Nice.
And people don't expect you to pay for their food. They just sort of think it's great that you're offering to get them a coffee.
Yeah, yeah. So that's awesome. That's a way to keep the cost down too. So you paid about $300 at the first one. What were the second two?
The second two, well, and this last one was it was $400, and then we gave the tip because it was a little bit more, I think. But it was also happy hour because 4 to 6 on a Friday, so before 6 o'clock, like as it was, a cafe where they had the wine and beer and such. So this one before that I did at Starbucks, I think we got on Twitter because there's a high school next door, and so a lot of kids had come in to order the large drinks. So that one, the Starbucks went from 300 to 400 on the second one.
Yeah.
But still, like we had, even if you have 10 people come, or if you have 20 or 30 or 40 or whatever, for that amount of money, $300, to hang out with your very favorite people that are taking their time to come by. You can't even put a price tag on that, and it's practically nothing if you're only spending $300.
That's right. That's right.
You can't do any marketing piece for that. You can't do a mailing. You can't do anything.
Well, that's 8 lunches, and you met with 80 people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you really think about it, you could take 8 people to lunch, or you could meet 80 people. So did people ask for your contact information? Did you get real leads from the other people, or just about connecting? Was this just about connecting with people?
More connecting, but you'd be surprised how many would bring me something to write and saying, hey, call this person, they need to sell their house, or gosh, I've been thinking about buying here in the next couple months. What do I need to do? Because it just gets them into, talking about, and a lot of us are real busy, right? So some of our peeps or our favorite people, I think that they don't know when is a good time to talk to us,
That's
and
right.
it gives them a great opportunity to stop by and talk to us.
Oh my gosh, that is one of the greatest points ever. I will tell you that we are probably missing out on referrals because people just think we're too busy.
Yep.
Because we do conjure up the image. So this gives you another opportunity to give them an opportunity to refer you. And Richard, she answered a little bit on the cakes and cookies that are available. She does not buy those typically unless it's an ambassador, then she'll make some exceptions, but she holds the money. So bottom line is it's taken care of on a case-by-case basis. How many clients versus friends versus new people? It's about 75% clients and friends and about 25% new people. Maggie is new to Catalyst, and she asked again, can you share the entry form? What does she mean it asks for referrals? Maggie, we will send that out to you. And the door prize entry form that we teach is like lethal weapon number one. I mean, it is a way to get referrals. Did you just pay for the drinks? Did you pay for the food, or did you also pay for the booze? Did you pay for the booze as well?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I bought everyone a drink. The drink's on me.
Yeah, and then what did you post on personal page or business page or both on Facebook?
I just did an event because I don't want everyone to come. I think I have like
Yeah,
3,000 friends on Facebook. And
yeah,
so I have my very favorite people that I know that know and love me and that I know and love them. And they're our biggest referral fans and support our business and our family the most. So I made sure and reached out each individually to them, plus invited them on our Facebook invite. Because I mean, you can put it on your Facebook if you're pretty picky on who your friends are, I guess you'd say, because it's a goal to make it so it's not just like it's a free for all, but it's specific, like you're loving on them specifically.
nice. And did you set up anything about your business specifically at any of the I Love You lattes, like cards, brochures, signs, or was it just 100% casual? Rachel
It is
being authentic.
absolutely like not marketing. It's I want to be mysterious. Like they're trying to discover, why this lady and her husband are there buying people drinks. So I absolutely don't, unless they ask for a card or our information, we don't have it anywhere for them to grab it.
Nice. Jerry Carmichael said she had to step out for a second, came back. She missed what the cost was. You said between 300 and 500, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So the barista is not telling customers that the person who is hosting is a realtor. Is that right? Christopher Cousins asked.
No, they just say, it's Twirl and Johnny. They're hosting this event. Feel free to go say hi to them because we give them the welcome to come give us a high five or you know.
Right, Fist Bump Friday, right?
Yeah.
Would we be able to get a copy of Toral's event plan? And the answer is yes. Some of you probably already had that. For the folks that didn't come to the I Love You Latte event, did you send a sorry we missed you kind of note after, perhaps with a Starbucks gift card, or would that discourage attending the next one if they know they'll get their coffee in the mail later? Erica Baumgart.
That's a good question. We take lots of pictures and we post them in the event. So those that weren't able to make it, a lot of them were like, "Oh darn it, I totally wanted to come. It looks like you guys had a blast." And sometimes it's the thought that counts, right? So
Yes.
it's okay that they couldn't make it. Maybe they saw how much fun it was on our pictures and they're going to make it to the next one.
Totally. So here's the other part of the benefit, right? We have been pushing the event model harder this year than any other year. And here's another reason why, is because even when they don't show, you get a touch. Everybody's talking about 8 by 8, 33 touch, 12 touch, 24 touch, 36 touch, 52 touch, and I've even heard of somebody doing a 250 touch a year program. Are you kidding me? But here's the thing, is that you get a pseudo touch when they're not there and they see the pictures. It's like they're not there, but they still love you. They think about you, which is maybe in some cases even better than them being there because it didn't cost you a dime that they didn't go. So think about that, right? How often do you host I Love You Latte events?
We
Wendy?
host, well, because we always have an event following, and so we're on track to have 4 I Love You lattes this year.
Nice. And that doesn't include your 4 client appreciation events that you have scheduled, right?
Nope. Yeah, because we have a barbecue in the summer. We do the Pie Day in the day before Thanksgiving, and
Yeah.
then we have our movie madness, and we're going to try to do like a comedy date night for adults.
Sweet. When's that? You're going to have to throw me a note on that one. How did she engage the customers that just happened to be at Starbucks during the event? Were they asked to complete the door prize form, and did they?
Yeah, and that I'm growing with the door prize entry form, and so I didn't really ask anyone. It just said enter to win me, and my assistant was there who was taking photos, and she would remind people, hey, we'd love for you to fill out this door prize entry form. There's no obligation, but you could win this cool speaker. So I
Mhm.
have her more asking than me, so I can spend time focusing on what their goals are and what they've been up to, versus
Yeah.
bugging them to fill out an entry form.
Yeah. So we have a 4-minute warning, everybody. We're going to be done right at the top of the hour. So I just wanted to throw out 4-minute warning. If you've got any last questions, get them in now, and then we're gonna close the loop on this. And any questions for either the Sold Sign Challenge or Toral's strategy on the I Love You Latte, do me a favor and ask those now. On the door prize entry form, we've had a few people ask about that. We will, as a team, get that out to every Catalyst Club member. We have a couple of guests on today, and you won't necessarily be able to get it because we don't have your connection. But for everybody that is a Catalyst Club member or Platinum Private, you will get the door prize entry form. Do you stand at a certain spot in the coffee shop as the host? Do you kind of stay in the same spot, or do you move around?
Move around just because people are coming in, and keep in mind you're like the host, so you're making sure you're making your rounds and making sure everyone has what they need, and introducing people that you think should meet, because that's a great opportunity for more networking and referral partners. So yeah, just moving around.
So Rachel Benavente is a top producer, and she's very excited about this, and she's got a question. How did the topic of your business or real estate come up exactly? How play that out for us a little bit. How did that come up?
Like when people that I don't know, then when they come up to
Well,
me,
whoever, yeah, at the event.
well,
But
people will just
since you didn't bring it up, since you don't bring it up, who brings it
yeah.
up, and how often, right?
Well, they just get into curiosity. So you're in curiosity, and you're saying, we're doing this event because we love our community, and we have had our best first quarter ever, and we invited all of our friends and clients here to celebrate with us. And what are you doing here, this Friday? And are you from this area? And it's just, you're just getting into curiosity with them, almost, using the frog or family recreation goals. What are your goals this year? Have you already accomplished them? And just being friendly, and not going into the sales pitch like you talked about.
Right.
Eventually, they will ask, hey, well, gosh, what do you do around here in the community you talked about? And they'd be like, oh, we own the real estate office down the street, and um, have you seen us before? We're across from the YMCA, and they're like, oh yeah, I see your guys' signs everywhere.
Yeah.
Darn it, we just bought our house, but we have a friend that's looking. They'll just kind of go into um, like, it opens up the conversation right away.
Mhm.
It's really
Yeah,
easy.
they're going to come up, and the first question is going to be, how's the market, right? How's business?
Yeah.
How's the market? And of course, we all know that the answer to that's referrals, right? But it's one of those where they're going to be curious. What do you talk to a realtor about if you know they're your realtor, right? The other thing is kind of the cool thing about this is if you went into a Starbucks and there's kind of a buzz in there, and there's a little bit of a hubbub, and there's this person who's buying all the drinks, right? It's a Safeway. It's not like at the bar, right? But somebody's buying all the drinks. What do you do, right? I mean, you get into curiosity. You're like, this is cool. I mean, no matter who you are. Now, you do have this little inkling in the back of your head, which is, what's the ulterior motive here, right? But then they're just so like not giving you the ulterior motive. There's no marketing. There's no, something in your face. There's a little bit of a door prize entry form over here, which you can fill out or not. And so there's no ulterior motive. It just builds a ton of trust, and it's just a pay it forward on steroids, right? So did the Starbucks or the other location have a drive-through? If so, did you pay for those? And if so, did you interact with them?
The Starbucks did not have a drive-through, but if it did, I wouldn't pay for the drive-throughs because
Sure.
they wouldn't know any difference.
Right.
And the other place did have a drive-through, but I didn't pay for the drive-through.
Yeah, I love it. I have done that before with a drive-through, and I did occasionally have somebody that came through the drive-through, and they were like, "Hey, Michael, what are you doing?" And I would just say, "Hey, I've got his."
Yeah.
Right? So that does happen. And the other thing that I would say on this is I don't want to encourage anyone to not do this, right? I want to encourage everyone to do this, but if I had a couple of rules, it would be one, try to pick a Starbucks without a drive-through, and number two is try not to pick a Starbucks that's near a high school.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those would be two of the, if you have a choice, maybe steer away from those two things. The one thing with the drive-through is you do lose some people because they don't have to come in. And number two is if it's near a high school, high schoolers are master texters and they are masters at getting freebies. Well, that turns viral pretty quick, right? and all of a sudden you've got 27 teeny boppers in line looking to get a Starbucks, and so that's one thing. Where did you get your T-shirts that says "I love you latte" on it?
Oh, I got it at Target. It was just on the rack.
And it fit you perfectly, and it said "I love you latte," right?
And
Does
all my team
karma,
members.
like does the universe conspire for our success when we do great things? I mean, I truly
And I
believe
bought
that.
it for
It's
my
just
team.
yeah,
My girls on my
yeah,
team. I have several
yeah.
buyer specialists and a listing partner that they've also hosted events and have had success with their events too, and they have the shirts too.
Yeah, I love it.
And my assistant
Um,
has one too.
Yeah, Mike Wynn, she said that she only buys one thing of alcohol unless it's one of her ambassadors, Major Peeps, and then she'll make some exceptions on a case-by-case basis. Love the date night idea. Would love your thoughts on it. Also look forward to getting the door prize entry form. Thank you, Dan Luigs, um, who is an insurance agent in St. Louis, creme de la creme, right? Top insurance agents, and he so you know what? We're gonna have to save that for a future one, right? We're right up at 3 o'clock, 3:01 right now. Um, Marcy Walsh, just so you know, is she's gonna have 4 "I Love You a Latte" events this year. Here's the thing. I say, Marcy, do your first one, commit to a second one, and then evaluate. Right? Remember, life: learn, implement, fail, evaluate. So you've learned about it. Now go put it in play, and then you're gonna fail in some regard. I mean, like Toral's first one did not go perfect. She wished she had done some things differently, and that's how it goes. But when we evaluated it as a coach-client conversation, it felt right. It aligned with her values. It helped her reach her goals. And even though there was some awkwardness to it, it was worth doing again. And now the awkwardness is going away, and the referrals are coming in. What about inviting someone to an event, but you have never attended one of their events? Stephen Reeder, don't worry about it. They will show up at your event. They will come, right? All right, Toral, holy smoking Joe. You deliver as always, and you are a master implementer with a heart, you know. And I just have to say it's just a pleasure to coach you, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. You're one of the most referable people I know. And thank you so much for coming on today. We all appreciate you and your contribution. Thank you.
My pleasure. Love you guys.
So everybody, thank you so much for the Catalyst Club call today, joining us. Hopefully some of you are saying it's one of the best we've had, and I just want you to know that I truly appreciate that. Please do me a favor, do yourself a favor. Do the Sold Sign Challenge, or find out something that you can carry that will arouse curiosity in others and get them asking about what you do. And then do me a favor, plan an event of some kind. Whether it's a scrapbooking club or a roller coaster club, or it is a board of advisors or a marketing mastermind or an "I Love You" latte. get an excuse to get people together. People are craving relationships right now, and they are craving coffee right now. So how about you have an event where you get people together and share over coffee and or wine. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. I love you a latte. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.